Today we're going to be talking about something that many of you have probably been waiting for, possibly for 10 days. We're going to be talking about drums. I definitely hold drums close to my heart because though it was not the first instrument I played, it was the one that was closest to my heart. Aww. Over the next couple of days, we'll be going in depth about drums. Today we'll talk about drum sequencing, how to play your performance right into the step sequencer, and we'll also talk a little bit about the repeat function. So let's get started. So we're going to go down to drum racks. Actually, we're already at drum racks. So we'll go down to Max for Live. And there's a really cool Max for Live device that was built called Drum Synth. It makes a really nice sounds, very experimental and very customizable. So check that out. I'm going to load up this electronic. And it takes a second to load here. All right, there it is. So we've got only 8 sounds here, but kind of crazy sounds. So the drum rack allows you to sequence and play in notes. So you can sequence through this step grid that's right here. It's 32 steps, and you can change the resolution here. And then you have 16 pads to play on, and then you have 16 measures or bars that you can record into. So one thing to know is if you have your transport going, as soon as you put anything in this step sequencer right here, it's going to immediately make a clip and start playing. And we're just going to select a sound. Actually, we already have the kick selected, but if you wanted to select a different sound but not hear it, because when you select it makes the sound, hit select and then it'll just change it, and this becomes less annoying when you've got a bunch of sounds going. So we've got our kick. I'm going to start the transport, and we're just going to put 2 kicks down. And so right now I have it at fixed 2 bars, so it made 2 bars. And if you look, right now we're at a 16 resolution, but if we go up to 8 or an eighth, you see that it's moving much slowly because it's kind of zoomed out. If we go to fourths, it's even, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and it's just looping through those. And then as you go further in, it gets faster and faster. If you see the triplets, these are red because they're triplets, and this is a 4 grid, and triplets are in a 3. So it puts you in that triplet mode so that you can sequence correctly. So let's go back to 16. All right, so we've got this really simple beat. So let's make it a little bit less simple. And so you just start building your sounds. If you don't know much about time, it's pretty easy to do. If you mess up, you just move it over. My wife and a friend, I went downstairs to let a friend in, and my wife and a friend, by the time I came up, had a nice beat going, and they don't know much about making beats, so it's pretty simple. So you can also, if you do the repeat function, like we showed in the notes mode, you've got, a nice 8th hi-hat going. I actually held that down when I didn't need to. You can just toggle it. So let's record that so we can sequence in things and we can record things as well. So we've just recorded in some hi-hats. So these are also velocity sensitive when you are actually playing the notes. When you are sequencing, I believe they're at 100 velocity. You could also use the accent, which will put everything at 127. Check out my track Busy Bee on the Space Circus album that came out today. Space Circus is a collective I'm a part of in LA. We meet every first Wednesday in Chinatown to party. Come check us out if you're in LA. Once again, this is Josh Spoon, 30 Days of Ableton Push, and I'll see you tomorrow.